Hello, hello, hello. It's Mary Lou Andre back again with another edition of Beyond Dressing Well Live. I miss you guys. It's been 2 weeks. I feel like I've lived an eternity in the last 2 weeks. And I want to give you just a wonderful program tonight that highlights my amazing trip to Nashville. Hello, Eileen Murphy. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Joan Hager. So I have a lot to cover tonight, so I'm just going to dive right in. But I was in Nashville last week speaking at the Retreat Yourself Women's Conference, designed, planned by the amazing Kristen Sullivan, who is a wedding planner and an event planner extraordinaire. Many of you have met Kristen. She's been on the show, and boy, did I get to experience her special sauce. She treated every single person there like they were the star and the queen of the day, and everything about the trip was just magical. So those that you have been on the show for a while, you remember that I really hurt my foot. I was on crutches 2 weeks ago. So when I was getting ready to go, I actually my foot got a little bit worse after that. I was on with Hank, if you remember, I had the crutches, and it got worse, so I wasn't even sure if I could go to Nashville. So what I thought I would do tonight is walk you through my mindset, what I did to make sure that I showed up my personal best, even with a major injury. I was cleared by my doctor 2 days before the trip to go. And then share with you some of the insights from the conference, which was truly amazing. Just one of the best things I've ever attended, and share with you some of the fashions that I saw and some of the experiences and what I learned from the amazing participants and the amazing presenters. So the first thing was when I was invited to speak at this conference. It was in February, and Kristen sent an email out and said, would you like to be involved in this conference? And of course I said yes, because everything Kristen does is worthwhile, and of course I want to be involved. And she told me the keynote speaker was Gabby Bernstein, and I must say I did not know who Gabby Bernstein was at the time. I certainly do now, and I will share with you my impressions of this beautiful woman and what she shared and what she's all about. I am a huge fan. I've actually read this book twice, so for all of you spiritual junkies out there, it is a must read. I am a student of personal and professional development, and some of the concepts and themes discussed in this book were really brand new to me, hence reading it twice. So I'll get more to Gabby. But when Kristen called me, asked me, I put it on my calendar. I was all in. I met the other participants. Of course, everything we do today is by Zoom first. So I met them virtually before I met them in person. And I must say, other than my injury, it was just a wonderful experience from the get-go. So when I first heard about it, this is what I plan to wear. So when I get invited to do anything, one of the first things that I do is think of wardrobe, think about the trip. How am I going to pack? How do I want to present myself? And this was the suit that I selected. If you've been hanging around for a while, you know that I have been in search of an oversized blazer. And I love this because of the color. And it had matching pants. But gotta be honest, when I put it on, it's a Rebecca Taylor, which usually fits me really well. The suit was kind of wearing me. So I was able to make it work a little bit better with really high heels. And then of course my foot got in the way. So I wanted to show you that. And I am having our website redesigned, so I might still hold on to it and work with it. Then when I thought I can't wear the high heel, so there's no way I can carry this jacket off, I picked up this blouse. I was going to do the blouse and the pant and maybe then do a flat. But I decided in a completely different direction, which I'll get to as I go through my fashion journey tonight. So once I realized that my entire wardrobe and what I was going to wear on the plane needed to change because of my foot injury, and those that are just joining, hello Ann Keating, hello Susan Buckley, I honestly was on crutches 2 weeks ago. So even though I was no longer on crutches, my wardrobe completely changed. So as a lot of you know, hello Phyllis, hello Sarah, as a lot of you know, I often talk about packing from the coat. So when I went to Miami, for instance, in January, I had my black and white trench. I wore my black jeans, my black and white sneakers, a black tank. It was January, off I went. For this trip, I knew the weather was going to be super warm, and it was actually really nice in Boston when I left. So I knew that I had to wear my Birkenstocks on the plane. There was no way with my foot injury that I was going to be wearing anything else. So I packed to the shoe, and I packed to this beautiful gray color. So these shoes, I bought them when I went to Italy 3 years ago and wore them all over Italy. And they're still just one of my best shoes, really, for the comfort. So the next thing I did is I went through my wardrobe, and you guys know how we do it. I took out all of my grays that could possibly work with the shoe. And I landed on this sweater, which I really like. It's been hanging around for a while. I don't even know the brand on it, but it just felt like I could put this on with those Birkenstocks and feel great. I also put a little gray t-shirt underneath, and I've had this scarf forever, and you guys know I love traveling with a scarf. It just hides, it's another layer if you need some warmth, if you spill, you know, it protects from spills. And then, of course, Wednesday night, and my plane is at 9 a.m. I didn't have the live that night. I was leaving on Thursday, and I had taken the live off to get ready for the trip. And didn't I run out to Banana Republic at, 6 o'clock that night, because I was just not loving the pants that I had. So I went over to Banana, and I never travel with white pants, but I broke my rules, and I got these relaxed, just really nice white jeans. So I felt like it really freshened it up. And of course I had on my gray. So that's how I went to Nashville. And what I usually do is, again, I pulled out all my gray. I just got this white and gray t-shirt when I was in Sarasota. And I've had this little vest forever. It wasn't even in my main closet. But I gave myself a couple of options with the gray, which I always like to do. So this is now hanging in my closet, ready to go. It looks really nice. I have white jeans, but my white jeans that I have a really dressy pair that I actually wore at the conference to present in. And then I had a pair that it's like 2 years old that I wear really hard in the summer. So they weren't fresh enough to go on the trip. But as you can see, these new Banana jeans go great with that. And I'm just going to wear it a lot. So then I got on the plane, and I was happy as a clam. I checked my bag, because a trip like Nashville required many outfit changes. So I actually had a bag that they sent through. But this bag just doesn't owe me a nickel. It's one of the best purchases. It's a Longchamp, and it's got the zipper. And of course, it's like that gray steely color. So I just felt really sharp, even though I felt kind of weird having sandals on, but it was the only way I was getting on that plane. So the whole trip was magical. My good friend and client, Michelle Graham, was an attendee at the conference, and she and our planes landed at the same time. Michelle rented a car. I was about to get an Uber to go to the mansion where we were staying, and Michelle and I just hooked up. The planes were on time. We got the car right away. We arrived summer. It was 80 degrees, beautiful and sunny. So I forgot how much I missed summer, but it was summer in Nashville. And we walked into the mansion, the Bel Air mansion, And oh my goodness, it was just remarkable. I'm going to put some pictures of the mansion, all the speakers. I'm going to do a nice spray of pictures in the group because I want you guys to see what an amazing job my good friend Kristen did for this event. So Michelle and I walked in. Kristen treated me just so special. I was in a suite, little carriage house suite that was absolutely beautiful, just what I needed to. It was just such a nice retreat. And went into the mansion, checked it out. It was exactly what I expected. It was just perfect. And Michelle went up to do some calls. I unpacked my huge bag and got ready for the night. So then when I went in to the house, and I kept the white jeans on. I really didn't want to mess with my feet, so I kept my Birkenstocks on. I really kept on what I had on. I just took the sweater off and I wrapped the scarf in a cool way. And I was hanging out, and there was just a few of us in the house. I was waiting for Michelle to go to dinner, and Gabby Bernstein arrived and was just as nice can be. And there were so few of us in the end that I just had an amazing connection with Gabby. I was able to talk to her about my insights from the book. I think she was pretty impressed that I read it twice. And we just had a very authentic connection that carried me through the whole conference, actually. And she's just lovely. And then the other cool thing that happened was when we were talking, she said, oh, you know, maybe we can get breakfast tomorrow. My friend is coming to take me out to dinner. And for those of you that, again, have been hanging around for a while, you know when I started 90 Days to Stellar Style, I took an online 90-day course to teach me how to do my 90-day course. And it was taught by this amazing woman, Amy Porterfield. For those of you in the online service-based space, you might know Amy. But that is who came to pick Gabby up. So I was like, are you Amy Porterfield? She's about 6 feet tall. So that was funny because on a Zoom screen, you never can see how big people are, how tall people are. So we had a really nice connection, and I told her that I took her class, and that was kind of cool. So that was Thursday night. And then Friday, slept in a little bit, and the amazing Kristen. There was four of us, 4 speakers plus Gabby. So Gabby was the keynote in the morning, and then 4 of us spoke in the afternoon. So didn't she have hair and makeup and coffee for us? So in I went and met the rest of the speakers, who were just simply delightful. And Debbie Sluse, Janelle, Erin Washington, we just had a blast together. So that was kind of fun. And what I wore to speak was, I decided, again, this is just as a newer jacket. It's rag and bone. Fits me really nice. And the jeans that I bought down in Sarasota, the only thing is I couldn't get this, I still can't get it off. It's like sewn. So I had to I don't know. I took all the tags off, except I couldn't get this off. Note to self, travel with little scissors, but I didn't. But anyway, it didn't really matter. I put this over that. I wore my little Tory Burch sandals for most of the day just because the cut on my foot was still really sore, and I didn't want to mess with it. And I also, at Banana, got just this really simple white t-shirt. And what Gabby was wearing, Gabby had on a white t-shirt, jeans. She had on really, really high nude shoes, which looked super. And then she had the oversized blazer. So I was like studying what she was doing. And when she came in Thursday night, she had on the same black blazer. It was oversized, looked really sharp on her. She's about my size, about 5'4". And she had on dark blue jeans with it. She had on a black cowboy boot. She had on a black t-shirt, and again, she was going out to dinner with, she had a really nice Chanel bag in a nude, and she was going out to dinner with Amy Porterfield. And then for the day she spoke, she had on another pair of jeans. I could tell they were different. A white t-shirt. It looked like the Gap. It was a V-neck. She had the black jacket on, but she switched into these nude, beautiful stilettos. So it elevated her with the oversized jacket, which was the look that I was going for, but I couldn't pull it off because of my foot issue. And then also at Banana, I found this really fun necklace. So I just flew out of here, didn't try anything on, said, white jeans. I also got the black pants that I have on tonight, which I super love. They're just so comfy. And I brought this outfit to wear Saturday night, and I didn't wear it, so I decided to wear it tonight because my friend Michelle, who I think is watching, she really loved the outfit. So Michelle, this is for you. Hello, Kristen Sullivan. I hope your ears are ringing. And oh, I see Deb Sluice too. And I see Karen Bicknell. I'm glad you got in, Karen. I saw that you were having some problems. So anyway, the significance of this necklace is we have come up with a little campaign for 90 days to stellar style. Unlock style confidence. We have the key. So when I saw this little key on a chain, I said, I'm going to get this because this just signifies that program that means so much to me. And I actually was wearing it when I saw Amy Porterfield, who really gave me the key to doing an online program. So I wanted to share that with you. So when it was actually my turn to speak, I did put my heels on because it was being videotaped and it was also being photographed. But these Donald Pleiners just have been in my wardrobe forever. They should write me a check. I was able to, they're actually super comfortable. I was able to wear them without it hurting my foot. But the moral of this story, and you know what we do here in our Dressing Well world, it's preparation. So it was taking the time to do all this at home. Not gonna lie, I was texting Sarah Zengo about 10 p.m. Wednesday night, showing her my outfits and getting the go-ahead from her. But that's what I wore for the speaking engagement, and it was just phenomenal. So a couple of the highlights from the other speakers, and I've written some notes because I don't want to leave anybody out, but the mansion, my room, meeting everyone, the hair and makeup. Kristen, thank you so much for making us feel so special. And meeting the other gals. Gabby's talk, she's just so inspiring. I can't even. The woman just has the it factor. But one thing that she said, there was a young woman there that was struggling to fit in, and I wrote it down because I had never heard of presence described this way. And of course, it's, you know, everything we do here is how you show up, how you feel better, how you use style to be more energetic and connect and creativity. And she said to this young woman who had incredible presence, your presence can punctuate through any barriers and be a true superpower. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's say that again. Your presence can punctuate through any barrier and be a true superpower. Could she have set my talk up any better? Gabby, thank you. That is such a beautiful way to put the power of presence. So Gabby wrapped up. There was a lot of tears, of joy, she was so giving and so generous to, it was a lot of young women at this conference. So just spectacular morning. So then Kristen has a little, I wish I had it, I put it away. I packed it, Kristen, for my beach house because I'm going to be taking it to the beach with me. But this beautiful, I can't even describe it. It was purple and it was a cooler, and she had salad and cookies and water and juices and pita bread and hummus and vegetables, all in this little thing, all wrapped up with this beautiful towel. Look at this blanket, towel, whatever you want to call it. The softest thing. And we all went outside, 80-degree day, and had lunch on the lawn with the blanket, with the amazing picnic lunch. People were connecting, people were relaxing. Then I find out that Kristen, who is, I mean, I think I'm a connector. This woman is like a connector on steroids. Just, you know, happened to, hello, Sally Scott. Hello, Karen. Hello, Mary Beth. Haven't seen you in a while. So I'm sitting there and, you know, later the next day, I think, I hear the story of these incredible blankets. Kristen is online and connects with this young woman And her name is Nicole Clark, and who lost her 20-month-old daughter, to a tragic accident. And Kristen connected with her, and Kristen invited her to the retreat. So she was there. But before Kristen knew her story, Kristen loved this piece of artwork. This woman is an amazing artist, and Kristen wanted this art for her home. But then when she heard her story, she said, could you make something really special for my retreat? And the painting that I believe Kristen bought was transformed into this blanket. Just incredible. And this very young mom with this incredibly tragic story, her light shone so brightly. She has a book. I'm going to get her on this show when that book is published. She had it bound and professionally designed, and she handed it to Gabby, and Gabby is going to help her get published. That's the kind of stuff that was going on all over this event. I'll get to a couple more as we go on this journey. But how beautiful is this? My goodness, Kristen, seriously, just beautiful. And Nicole, your story is amazing. And I felt like your daughter was there, and I cannot wait to read your book. So thank you for sharing your story with all of us. So after lunch, the speakers started. And first up was Debbie Slews, who I am so impressed with, and she has a company called Dare to Declare. So those of you who are watching, I know I've seen Eileen. I know Sarah's out there too. Eileen, you're in our Stellar Style Inside Out group. Kristen, who presented in our January session, was trained by Debbie. So she's a certified a vision board expert. I've always been drawn to vision boards. I've always been a planner. So Debbie herself was there, and Debbie is amazing. I took more out of that class, and of course when you go with a friend, Michelle and I, Michelle was there because she really wanted to go. I was there. I presented some new material during my session. I wanted Michelle's take, and we decided that we would on Saturday go through the program. And Debbie, you touched Michelle's heart. She thought your program was just phenomenal, as did I. Plus, I took that class with Kristen in January, and my word for 2022 was declare. And you're supposed to put a picture of something that you're envisioning. And I put a boat. And my husband and I just bought a new boat 2 weeks ago, and it looks almost exactly like the one that I cut out and put on the picture. So now that the tuition bills are paid, we are calling the boat tuition free. But I am not, take this for what it's worth. You know what I always say, take anything that I say that works for you, leave the rest behind. True story, I did a vision board, first vision board class I ever took, January, with Kristen, who's amazing, who was trained by Deb, who I got to meet, and I got to do another vision board with Deb, so I'll let you know what comes of that. Next up was Janelle Kelly, another wonderful and gifted soul. And if you know anything about me, I am all in on any kind of empowerment talk. And Janelle belted out one of the best 45-minute women's empowerment talks I have heard in a really long time. She uses some of the same tools that I use in my leadership groups. And boy, was it fun to be on the recipient side. She kicked it, and she was awesome. She also sells these amazing collagen drinks, which I have been using since January. And again, take what works for you, leave the rest behind. But if you're experiencing hair loss, your nails could be stronger, I am a huge fan. Many of you know I went through a very difficult illness in 2019. I lost half of my hair. I've always had a lot of hair. Since I've been drinking these, oh boy, Kristen, if you're on there, you can put it in the chat for us. It's just a daily supplement, and it's, which one? I have a whole bunch of them here. Oh, these are the adapters. I've been doing the collagen. But I can't tell you, the hair's not coming out on the hairbrush anymore. I feel like my skin is really good. And when I'm making my coffee, I just take one of these. And So anyway, if any of you want to try this product, DM me. I'll send you a sample, and I'm happy to jump on a call, all right, or connect you to Kristen or Janelle. But that was my takeaway. I learned more about that product, which had already been taken, and I just loved Janelle's presentation. So the next person that was up was me. So here I was delivering my program for the first time in person in 2.5 years to a group of wonderful women. And I tried some new material. I actually rewrote, I really delivered our signature dressing well method. I did a spin on, it was mostly entrepreneurs in the audience. So I told a few entrepreneurial stories, and my good friend Michelle's like, I haven't even heard those stories before. You've got to own those more. So she gave me permission to even step up my game even more. But I can't even tell you how much I love being with these young women. And how they dressed. They had on everything. There was a lot of kind of the elevated house dresses, which I loved. And of course, I went out and bought this. My husband thinks I'm crazy, but I've been looking, my son Tim's graduating from Holy Cross, which is purple. And I'm thinking, my husband thought I was crazy, but when I actually put it on with a belt and these really cool shoes, he's like, that looks really great. But this was my inspiration from so many of these young women at the conference. They had on beautiful dresses. A lot of them had on like what Gabby and I had on, which was the jean look. Kristen had on a really cool leather jacket. There was a lot of inspirational t-shirts with jeans and jackets. There was people in skirts. There was just an eclectic array of clothing, and I loved every minute of it. So I wanted to show you that. Do you like my dress? Put in the chat if you like my dress. I think it's kind of cool. Even if I don't wear it for the graduation, I might wear it for one of the parties. And I have these really cool like gladiator sandals that I thought looked really cute with it. So I wanted to show you that. And then, how am I doing on time, Sarah? Oh my goodness, I still have a little bit more to share. I'm gonna go really fast. So I had a blast, and I hope people love the presentation. The other really cool thing was when Deb was doing her Declare workshop, Kristen, of course, the most thoughtful, creative person, she gave everybody a wand. So you kind of declare your vision. And of course, I brought, where did it go? To go out to dinner. You guys have seen this sweater because I had it on a couple weeks ago on the show. This is one of my new favorite sweaters, and I actually wore it with these new pants. But the whole time I see these wands, I just want to go back to my room and put this as an accessory. It's a wand. It's shells and feathers. So then I took my brown belt, and I ended up putting this with the brown belt, and it looked really cool. And then I had, one of the young women had on a black shift dress. She looked super sharp, and we were putting it on the dress. So we just had a blast. And these are made by the very talented Alicia. Sarah, if you could get her information up, if any of you want them. And then of course, because you just would not believe the generosity of the women gathered, she comes up and gives me this one, which of course matched my outfit that I wore. So beautifully, and it matches my little Susie Q beautifully. So these are just incredible. And again, the gifts that you got, I got hand cream and lunches in a basket. I got a little pedicure set. Kristen just treated people like the goddesses that they all are. I got this little Nashville, oh, and I didn't see that, Kristen. Of course, she puts the date on the back. She didn't. Oh, my goodness. You are so funny, Kristen. But I love that. I'm bringing that to my Cape house. So I just love those. And Alicia, if you're watching, you are just something else. You are just such a special, beautiful, perfect person. And I loved meeting you, and I hope we meet again. So that was that. So then we are treated to Erin Washington. Oh my goodness. Squats and Margaritas, the name of her business. Look her up. She is a storyteller. She is so authentic. She is such a hoot. And I'm hoping to get her on the show because her story is amazing. She was a high school and college athlete, suffered with bulimia for many, many years, hid it until she just couldn't stand it anymore and got help. But she has totally recreated her workout routine, what she eats. She eats whatever she wants now. I mean, when she was telling her story, I said to her at the cocktail reception, I said, I was getting anxious for you. She said for like years and years and years, I'm talking 10, 15 years, going to a restaurant, getting the menu ahead of time, counting the calories, never eating anything but a salad. Now she eats what she wants. She's the most beautiful person. She works out, she lifts weights, but I think her message, she is a woman that can really help all of us just be our best self. So I'm hoping to get her on the show. But she was amazing. She had an incredible connection that I'll let her tell you about with the gal that designed the blankets. But it was just such a high. Of course, Kristen had all of us. We had songs that we came out to, which I've never done in 30 years of presenting. So fun. I had the song she chose for me was Lady Gaga Fashion. I can't get it out of my head. Erin had one that was also remarkable. But that's how the day ended. So then Kristen says, okay, we're going outside to have a happy hour. And I'm like, all right, I really don't drink, but, I'll go over, I'll get something to eat. All of a sudden, I see a fashion truck show up, come rolling in. And this beautiful woman, Christine, is like, this is my business. And it was called 32 Thoughts. And she and I hit it off. And then, again, I'm at the cocktail hour. I'm like, everybody else is unwinding with a cocktail. I was kind of like, oh, what am I going to do? So I go into the boutique, and all of a sudden I have these young women with me, Izzy, Sam, and Latisse. And I start doing my thing. And it was just so fun. I posted some pictures today about this amazing concept. I had never been on a fashion truck. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. And I'm hoping to get Christine on the show too, because her story about starting this, her daughters run it with her high school daughters. One just got a scholarship, I believe, for entrepreneurial studies because of this amazing thing. And even the 32 Thoughts is tied to giving. 10% of the proceeds go to breast cancer awareness. It was just a heck of a good time. And it reminded me of what I really love to do, which is connect and bring power and energy through the gift of clothing and make people smile. And I saw these three girls bond. They ended up going to a winery Saturday. It was just incredible. So a couple more minutes and I'll wrap up because I want to get to the rest of what we did. So went to bed, slept great, got up, another beautiful 80-degree day, and Michelle and I have the whole day to ourselves. So I started out connecting again with the amazing presenters that I feel like I have these new really good girlfriends in my life. So Kristen, thank you for that. That was just such a gift for me. It's lonely being an entrepreneur. You don't always, so when you're with people that you can really share and connect with like that, it's a pretty cool experience. So then Michelle and I headed out to Cheekwood, which was this unbelievable, those of you who live in the Boston area, it was like Jamaica Way on steroids. It was just all of these gardens, and everybody had their dog, which you all know that I love dogs, and we just walked around. We had another picnic lunch. Of course, there's all country music everywhere. So music, we went for a walk in the woods. We toured a mansion. Just incredible. So then we're going home because we thought we would go back to the mansion, the inn where we were staying, and we would go down to Nashville early because I got us tickets to the Ryman Theater. Those of you that have been, it's my second time going, just incredible. And we had tickets to Taylor Tomlinson, who I'd never heard of. She's a comedian on Netflix. Boy, is she funny. She's a little raunchy, but she was funny. So we thought we'd go down to Nashville and check that out. But there was a little consignment store on the way home. So Michelle's like, you want to go? I'm like, I'm game. So we go to this consignment store that is to beat the band. And I'll show you what we got. I love finding I'm like a J. Crew summer girl, and for whatever reason, I can usually find J. Crew at these consignment stores. So I got this blue top, which I love. I'll wear this hard all summer on our new boat. I got this other J. Crew white shirt, which I love to wear with my bathing suit. So I got that. And then I got this really pretty sweater. Don't you guys love it? So it was super hot. So instead of wearing this Saturday night, I actually wore this with these pants. We just had a blast. So then we went downtown, and that's pretty crazy. It was all bachelorette parties, like hundreds of young women with shorts, cowboy boots. I couldn't wear my cowboy boots because of my foot. Cowboy hats on these buses, screaming, yelling, bride sashes. Michelle and I were just like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. We couldn't believe it. It reminded me of Mardi Gras. But we had a good hour of that, laughing our heads off. We had dinner, and then we went to the theater, and then we went home and got up on Sunday, and the trip ended, you know, as well as it started. Planes on time, no luggage lost. My husband picked me up at the airport. Had kind of a slow day on Monday, catching up from being away. Just had a beautiful time. So I'm going to wrap up. I hope I hit my goal of always sharing 1, 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 ideas that you can implement in your own wardrobe. I hope the extra value today is you go out and buy Gabby's book. You check out these beautiful wands. You get energized and excited for some of the guests that I'm going to be able to have on the show now because of how connected I became with these women. And I just wanted to thank Michelle for attending with me. It meant so much to have you there, Michelle. And I am just blessed beyond blessed to have a Kristen Sullivan in my life who reached out to me on a cold winter's night in February and said, "Are you in?" And I said yes. So there is power in saying no, but there's also power in saying yes. And I'm glad that I said yes. So that's it for tonight. We'll see you next week, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And remember, when you show up, we show up, and we have a rocking good time. All right, everyone. See you later. Bye-bye.